we are, so let me go hop into the producer, create broadcast, learning how to build a Solana trade bot. Start immediately. Yeah. All right. Let's confirm that it all works well so far. So that's here. Cool. Testing series. We're kind of testing this. I know I started this. So first let me make sure that it's actually working and that you're actually seeing the stuff, because streaming is ongoing, but the stream page is kind of stuck somehow. Okay, no, it's working well. All right, perfect. We'll do that then. How can I see here the time? Can I see the time? I want to go as much real. Yeah. All right, cool. So what I will do is the following, okay? I will. All right, cool. So what I will do is stop sound here. What I will do is I'm going to try to. There you go. I'm going to try to show really an end-to-end use case, which is learning something across multiple days. And again, it's going to be something a bit more hands-on in the project, right? So it doesn't have to be this way. You can really learn anything. You can really just like, learn about like history and whatnot. But we're just going to do a very specific program. And what I'm going to do is these. Basically, I'm going to say, I want to learn how to build. God, my caps lock. I want to learn how to build a Solana trading bot. Let me generate a plan first. I kind of picked a month. I mean, that kind of works well usually. It's not that it has to take a full month, but it kind of like gives the planner a bit of extra context. And what I'll do now is I'll get into the planning session, and I'm gonna ask it to kind of refine this a bit. I want to see what it does first, what it suggests, and I'm gonna try to refine this a bit, because I want to do this in a way where we are not necessarily interested in writing all the code by hand. We really wanna learn fast, and I think nowadays there's quite some cool tools you can use to build things. And one of them is definitely going to be something like, a coding environment, right? So what I will really do is I'm going to use OpenCode, and I'm going to use a model. I'm going to use like 5.5 or something like these, and we will build just small pieces of it, or maybe I will use a combination of Grok. But it's important that we kind of go through. So here, for example, it's suggesting that we do Solana blockchain basics, which makes a lot of sense. Then the dev environment setup. So prepares your workspace with Web3.js and Solana tools so you can code without setup friction. Then we're going to be talking about wallets and transactions, teaches secure key management and transaction building, the foundation of all the bot actions. And, and then we have DEX mechanics, deep dive, reveals how Radium and Jupiter pools work to power your bot's token swaps. So, we're kind of getting into the weeds here of like how, because again, you can go and you can just ask GPT 5.5, build me a Solana wallet, a Solana bot, and it will do that. But, I think it pays off to at least have gone through the journey of understanding how it's working and what are the first principles of, what are the moving pieces, right? The architecture of these. I think that is just that's important. So we will not really write every single line of code by hand. And it doesn't really seem like it's going to make me. Wallets, transactions, executing coded trades, strategy implementation, testing and live deployment. So combines data feeds with trade logic to create sniping or momentum strategies. So maybe in this session we'll do a bit more of coding. So far I don't really think we need to adapt these. I'm happy the way this looks like. And yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with these. I think I'm just gonna go with the Solana blockchain basics, and we'll do that today, and then we'll see how far we get. Okay. Uh, so we'll do these, and what I'll try to do is I will try to actually use the the upcoming the upcoming daily streams to really use the tool, because I this is when I capture the most type of feedback as well for myself. But then this way you can also see how the tool is properly used, right? That's not like a yeah, that doesn't really look like a black box to you. Anyway, we'll start with the Solana blockchain basics. So I'm don't even think I need any custom instructions. Grasp Solana's speed and low fees to understand its edge for high frequency trading bots. So we'll just go ahead and start the lesson. And now, as a new thing, you can peek across a few aesthetics in here. So I like the one from Piotr a lot. These ones only have one image right now. I'm gonna add more in the coming days. And I'm just gonna start the session. And we will kind of time it. So we're now like 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes right now. So we'll probably do 15 or so more minutes. Again, that's the advantage of the system, is that you don't really have to kind of finish up everything, right? It's just you kind of go through stuff at your own pace. And yeah, and then we'll see what happens. So we right away hop into the welcome screen from Helios, but I know that I don't need to read all these. I'm going to open the session plan. Oh, interesting. Exactly when I more needed it. Let's refresh. You see, those things are important because so the models behind these are sometimes a bit unreliable, and so I'm not so sure if this is a yeah, there we go. Now we have it. I think it's an intermittent issue. It's the fact that these models sometimes they just are not available when you need them. But so that's the plan for the session. Essentially, what do you already understand about blockchain technology? And have you encountered Solana before? We'll probably skip these least 3 challenges faced by traditional blockchains like Bitcoin or Ethereum regarding speed and cost. Think about how a built-in clock or timestamping system might help blockchain process transactions faster. Those are interesting, actually. How would you describe Solana's proof of history, and why is it combined with proof of stake? Let's summarize, and then we have a simple diagram exercise, and what was Solana's parallel processing C-level improved scalability compared to sequential execution, and then kind of a bit of a takeaway. So I think that's quite okay. Let's just take it slowly. I'm not gonna spend too. I'm gonna start playing here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start the session, see what is the first probe. But what do you already understand about blockchain technology, and have you encountered Solana before? Yes, I have encountered Solana before. So first we just cover the basics. Okay, so we'll do a beat, and the idea here is that essentially, oh, there you go. I had the microphone off. So essentially, now I'm in here, and I have the think aloud traces that I can use as as ways to chat with the. Maybe I'll give me a second. I'll pause these because I have to think about when I'm talking to you versus when I'm actually doing the think aloud practice, right? Yeah, exactly. So that's okay. So there's that even probably fired a little too fast, I think. Okay. I need to kind of fully put my hat on, like a sort of role-playing mode when I'm learning these and working on these, and don't think too much about like me talking to you, because otherwise the system is like, I'm not talking to you, I'm basically talking to Helios, and it's kind of the challenge to do live streaming and at the same time using the system. So I'm gonna kind of ignore you guys for now for the next 10-15 minutes, and we will just focus on these, right? So I'm like fully focused on these. I might have to run if baby cries. You know this. You know how that goes. It is what it is. All right. So, if proof of history only proves elapsed time, why doesn't adding it to Ethereum deliver Solana level throughput? This is definitely too complicated of an initial probe. So if proof of history only proves elapsed time, why doesn't adding it to Ethereum deliver Solana level throughput? First of all, I don't really understand what proof of history is. I don't even really know. If I look at the session, so the first thing we need to do is, what do we know about blockchain technology and how I haven't encountered Solana before? I've encountered Solana before. I know that like these blockchains have different different ways of thinking about these, but it's not. Yeah, okay, that is definitely not convenient. I'm gonna remove my thoughts here. So maybe there should be like a faster way to clean these, and that is definitely too fast because yeah. Okay, yeah. So you're jumping ahead, a question about proof of history. About your current step is to establish what you already understand about blockchain technology. Yeah, but then this is a bit inconsistent, right? That's what the probe. Let me flag these because this is a new feature and it's bothering me a little bit. Jump ahead. Let's focus on the session plan then. Let's focus on the session plan. And the session plan says basically, what do I already understand about blockchain technology? Okay, let's talk about these. So what I understand about blockchain technology, I mean, blockchain technology is essentially the mechanism that we have. Is a technology where essentially you have a system that consists of transactions, and these transactions are basically then linked to each other, kind of sequentially. And the idea is that you have a consensus mechanism, right, to decide which of these blocks of history are really the ones that are the correct history, right? I think that's the core of the whole thing. And then the idea is, in order to do these, you have to, in order for you to build this system, or this chain of blocks, and hence the name here, you need to essentially you're repeating phrases and starting sentences while trying to describe blockchain basics like link transactions. This is an immediate blocker in the current step. Let's clarify your existing knowledge before moving forward. Okay, sure. Let's ask. Okay, that was a good. I think that was kind of a bit of a good interruption, I have to say. Let's ask Helios then. Is to jot down one concrete thing you already know. I mean, I know this thing with a blockchain. So it's a single concept. Yeah, I mean, the simple concept here would be that is a linked set of blocks. That's the simplest definition. What exactly links one block to the next, in my understanding? History sequence. History sequence. I can ask. Is history sequence. Pointers, I guess. Pointers. You're pointing at a history sequence as the link. How is that sequence recorded inside each block? It's recorded by what? By addresses? basically unique identifiers. You sort them between history sequence and pointers. With some uncertainty and complete questions like how is blockers. Yeah. No, I think, yeah, maybe I do need some theory in these. So using the canvas sketch a simple diagram of blockchain as a link set of blocks. Label what connects one block to the next based on your understanding of history sequence, and add notes and where kind of Solana before. Yeah, I mean I have a kind of Solana before, but I mean that's what it's a linked list of blocks, right? I have to admit, let me pause that. I have to admit that this is bothering me more than I thought. There's too much going on in the screen. So when it actually distracts me a little bit. I think that's an important feature. Okay, so together using canvas sketch a simple diagram of blockchain. I don't want to do this now. I just think so. Essentially, you're starting with the history sequence and point at some uncertainty. I mean, I think then we can just basically get some. We just basically get some theory, right? Yeah, it's everything. I mean, it is the truth, right? It hurts to read these, but it's the truth. But I just would assume there are just kind of identifiers, right? That link stuff. Maybe we just go to this one. I don't know. Oh, okay. That's actually dangerous. I need to go. Okay, so these links actually should go to blank. To new tab. Okay. All right. So let me just pause this for a second. And I'm gonna go and read a bit here. Core concepts. No, but that's really Solana. So I think I'll just use Grokpedia. I think I'll just go with Grokpedia. Blockchain basics. Blockchain. Is a distributed ledger, maintains a continuously growing list of records called blocks, which are linked and secured using cryptography, enabling secure and verifiable transactions that rely on the trusted party. Each block contains a cryptographic hash of the. Oh yeah, okay, that's what it is. Okay, so it's a cryptographic hash of the previous block. So it's an entire hash of the block. A timestamp and a transaction data forming an immutable chain that resists tampering. Exactly, that's why. Yeah, I forgot about these. I actually forgot about this stuff. So, that's what it is. So including this hash guarantees that it cannot get compromised, right? Because essentially then the hash would match. if you alter one early block, then the one after does not. It's basically going to have a different hash, which means that it's going to have then also impact the one upper. So it's like a chain, and then everything else basically it's just it doesn't match kind of. So it's essentially it's a sequence of blocks that are basically that include the hash of the previous block. So in a way that that is it provides a tamper-proof history of whatever these transactions represent. Yeah. Yes, I know Solana. I actually have developed stuff for Solana. So I know the higher level concepts of programs and stuff like this. I've built staking programs and things like that. Yeah, and I've also traded on Solana. To be honest, what else do we have? I mean, so what do you understand about blockchain technology and how you have encountered Solana? I think that's pretty much it. I can use. I mean, we can yeah we can do the canvas thing. Um, Explain what you already understand about blockchains linked together in the blockchain like Bitcoin. Separately note anything you know about Solana and history sequence so far. I mean, it's I don't know what else there is to it, but essentially the idea is if this is a block, right? Block 1, then you have a second block, and that is block 2. And essentially inside the block, you have what would be then basically the hash, right? So let's just hashed block 1, and what the hash really is actually a serialized version of these. Okay, what's telling me? Okay, that is way too sensitive. Give me a second. I have to pause this. This is way too sensitive. That's how I talk, bro. That's way too sensitive. Sorry, this is too annoying. I need to dial it down. Way too sensitive. No, don't tell me it's gone. Okay, now I have to fix that. The diagram is gone. Ah, a lot of bugs, guys, introduced recently. But essentially, that's what it is. So you have one block, you have another block, then you have this is B1 and this is B2, and inside here we actually have the hash, and the hash really is kind of like if you take the whole thing here and turn it into like a let's say a textual representation, right? I'm just gonna make it up, whatever, like whatever this is, some bytes and numbers and whatnot. This is like basically a way that you take the structure, the technical structure, you transform it into something like this. That's what a hash is, and so that is actually what is stored in here, right? And the property that hashes have is that if then something small changes here, like let's say someone tampers and changes the transaction the money that was sent from party A to party B, then that doesn't change anymore. Okay, so why now? What now? No way. Okay, that's way too too disruptive. Um, your diagram just vanished, and recent bugs are interrupting your explanation of blocks B1 with hashing. This is me a blocker while exploring. Yeah, yeah, that's true. I mean, it's correct. It's not wrong. I can't draw it that fast, so I'm gonna just go through. I'm just gonna. I think we're good. What else can we do here? Let me see. Let me just close that. What, am I stuck now? I cannot close this. Yeah. What else do we have here? Use the notebook. You know, it's just, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I mean, what else did we have? What else did we have in resources? Oh, interesting. It actually spilled. Okay, interesting. Let me screenshot this. You see, these things only appear after like real tests. All right. Blockchain, how does it actually work? Solana introduction, blockchain staking guide, Solana blockchain hashing. I think that's it. It's basically these are the topics. Yeah, that's actually what's happening. Look at this one here. And it's doing both. It's kind of replicating the prompt. It's replicating the probe with the chat. And you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that the probes and the session plan, sort of overlap a bit. Not gonna lie, you don't really know what to pay attention to, actually. Because then we have the chat, which is good. I don't know. I need to think about these. Maybe the probes just come through the chat. You know what I mean? Okay, that was, I would consider that a bit of a failed session right now. Probes in chat, replicate it. I'll fix all these. Yeah, but essentially, okay, so we've done what now? Yeah, I'll wrap it up here. I'm really thinking to change that. I'm really thinking to change that because in a way, what bothers me a lot is now that I'm like while actually using it, I'm noticing that essentially the session plan you know what? I think essentially the change here is the following. I think really the session plan has to become what we call the probes. And what we call the probes are just injected in the Helios chat. It makes more sense because it's asking me stuff, right? I have the think aloud traces here, that's all right. But then the conversation with the probes is happening here in the chat. And I think I can invest a bit more in the chat, make it a bit more useful. And I can completely get rid of the session plan, actually. Tap. And then really it's two things that you only have to worry about. You only have to worry about the plan here. And again, we don't need to do the skipping and whatnot. You know what I mean? I can just tick it, and that's it. And it's kind of like done. So I think that's definitely a change that I'm gonna make. It definitely makes sense. I think that definitely makes sense because it's it's less information overload. And really what's happening here is you have Helios, you have your control panel here, and then you have the tools and the chat. And I think that's kind of what matters. It makes, I think it helps my brain, and I'm not using the session plan at all. I can navigate through the session plan here then maybe. But then we probably don't need the number ones here, because then it's everything controlled via the chat, right? And to be honest, I think what we can do is we can also just another thing is enable voice, enable voice, enable TTS on Helios chat. First more human. As an optional, right? I think I'm gonna definitely do these. But anyway, we actually have learned we have learned something. I have remembered now that actually Solana had this thing here. But yeah, I'm gonna make those changes, guys. Cool. Yeah, see you around. I think that was actually pretty useful. That was pretty useful. A bit of a both test of the app and as well of a kind of like a learning session.